Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod in a move that sends shockwaves through the NFL. Nick Bosa, the reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year, has signed with the Miami Dolphins. This shocking move instantly reshapes the landscape of the AFC, especially for quarterbacks across the conference. Bosa, known for his explosive pass-rushing ability and relentless motor, is now part of one of the most formidable defensive lines in the league. His decision to join the Dolphins after months of speculation comes at a pivotal moment in his career, as he aims to elevate his legacy and wreak havoc on opposing quarterbacks for years to come. Bosa's signing comes with massive expectations, but it also signifies a bold statement to the rest of the league. His arrival in Miami signals a new era for the Dolphins' defense, one that could potentially dominate the AFC for the foreseeable future. As one of the best pass rushers in the game today, Bosa's ability to disrupt the pocket and cause havoc will undoubtedly be a nightmare for quarterbacks throughout the division. His presence instantly raises the stakes in the AFC, particularly in matchups with the likes of Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, and Josh Allen, who will now have to contend with the force of nature that is Bosa every time they drop back to pass. What makes this move particularly intriguing is the rivalry it sets up within the AFC East. For years, the Dolphins have been trying to position themselves as serious contenders, but the defense has often lacked the edge to truly compete with the juggernauts of the AFC. Now, with Bosa in the fold, they are no longer an afterthought. This could be the spark Miami needs to challenge for an AFC championship, and perhaps even a Super Bowl appearance. The AFC East has always been a division dominated by tough competition, and Bosa's arrival only intensifies the heat. But it's not just about his physical ability on the field. Bosa's leadership and mindset are perhaps even more valuable to the Dolphins. His relentless pursuit of greatness, combined with a fierce competitive spirit, will undoubtedly elevate the level of play for his teammates. Bosa has a reputation for pushing his fellow defensive linemen to perform at their highest level, and this attitude could quickly spread across Miami's defense. The Dolphins' pass rush, which has been good but not great in recent years, is now ready to become one of the most feared in the league. However, the impact of Bosa's signing extends beyond the Dolphins. Teams across the AFC will now have to adjust their game plans, knowing that their quarterbacks will be under constant pressure from one of the most dominant edge rushers in the game. Miami, with Bosa leading the charge, is set to become a defensive powerhouse in the conference. Offensive coordinators in the AFC will now be forced to design game plans specifically around neutralizing Bosa's impact, which could force them to alter their entire offensive schemes. The domino effect of Bosa's arrival will be felt throughout the AFC. The Dolphins front office, led by General Manager Chris Grier, deserves credit for pulling off this blockbuster move. Miami has been in rebuild mode for years, but with this acquisition, they are signaling a shift toward championship contention. The defense, which has shown flashes of brilliance, now has the potential to be a top 5 unit in the league, thanks in large part to Bosa's presence. Adding a player of Bosa's caliber to an already talented defense gives the Dolphins an instant upgrade that could make them a serious Super Bowl contender. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments what's your take on the Fins this week. Bosa's contract, reportedly a long-term deal worth over $100 million, is a reflection of how highly Miami values his contributions. This kind of investment in a defensive player shows a clear shift in philosophy for the Dolphins. In a league that often prioritizes offensive firepower, Miami is betting that the defense, led by one of the most feared pass rushers in the game, will be the key to their success. The Dolphins are no longer just trying to keep up with the best in the league. They are aiming to be one of the best themselves, with Bosa leading the charge. Of course, with such high expectations come significant pressures. Bosa has always performed at an elite level, but now the stakes are higher than ever. The AFC is as competitive as it's ever been, and Miami will be expected to compete with the likes of Kansas City, Buffalo, and Cincinnati. Bosa's every move will be scrutinized, and his ability to deliver on his promises will determine how far the Dolphins can go. But knowing Bosa's track record of excellence, there's little doubt that he will embrace the challenge head on. For Miami fans, this is the type of move they've been waiting for. For years, they've watched their team build a foundation, but they've been missing that one dominant player who could turn the tide. Now, with Bosa on the roster, the Dolphins have a legitimate superstar who can not only change the dynamics of the defense, but also shift the balance of power in the AFC. Dolphins fans are understandably excited, and the buzz around this acquisition has sent shockwaves throughout South Florida. As the season approaches, all eyes will be on Nick Bosa and the Miami Dolphins. His arrival has reignited hope and excitement in the fan base, and the pressure is on for him to deliver. For quarterbacks in the AFC is clear. Bosa has declared war, and as the season unfolds, we'll see just how much havoc he can bring to the conference. One thing is certain, Miami's defense will be one of the most feared units in the NFL, and Bosa will be the driving force behind it. The AFC, get ready. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up!